What's up, people? Welcome back to the BCMA podcast. That's the Black Clover Martial Arts podcast. It's your boy Lucky from Lucky's Muay Thai, and this is episode 57. Welcome back. In this episode, we're going to talk about my officiating a wedding and how that went, altitude, weather changes, etc. We'll talk a little bit about losing fights, and from a coach's perspective versus a fighter's perspective. And just what that means, the responsibilities, the fears, all that stuff. And lastly, I'm going to unbox this Kitsune blue BJJ gi that I've had for a little while, probably like over a month, just kind of sitting around. I was going to unbox it with my girl, but she can't find the time. I'm just kidding. She's just usually not around during the day when I'm filming these. So let's get into it. If you like the show, tap the like, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, hit that notification bell so you can know when these drop. I've also been adding a lot of content on the techniques and combinations playlist, so make sure you check those out. If you want to stop by the gym, hit us up at www.luckysmt.com. You can also drop me a line at Lucky's Muay Thai on Instagram. We've also added the jiu-jitsu program with Carrero Martial Arts. Make sure you check him out. You can drop him a line if you want to try out the jiu-jitsu program. For me, it's been amazing. We've learned so much, just all different types of techniques, bottom, top, single leg X, De La Hiva, traditional stuff, everything. And I've had a great time learning from this man. So again, if you want to stop by, hit us up, www.luckysmt.com. We have some fights coming up. We have great classes going on. We have a bunch of great coaches now. At Lucky's Muay Thai on Instagram, at Carrero Martial Arts for the BJJ, www.luckysmt.com again. Peace. Okay, let's talk about officiating the wedding in Arizona. First of all, it was awesome. Felipe and Sarah are two former fighters of mine. They tapped me to officiate their wedding. I was super nervous, to say the least, but that wasn't like the big deal. The big deal was like the changes in weather and altitude. So we flew into Phoenix, which is where my mother and my grandmother live, my aunt, uncle. We stayed there a night, and Phoenix was like 86, 88, dry, obviously. Then we drove the next day to Flagstaff, which was up in the mountains, and it's like 8,000 feet elevation from where we were, and the temperature was extremely different than it was in Phoenix, and then way different than it was back in Miami, obviously. So it was like 50 something when we got to Flagstaff, and then by the evening it was in the 30s, right? So we did the rehearsal and then sort of hung out a little bit, and then we crashed out, get ready for the wedding the next day. My dog's running away with the phone. Speaking of, I'll tell you a story about that as well. So my dog just kind of got caught in the wire. Anyway, so the temperature the next day for the wedding was in the 70s, or like low 70s, high 60s. And then at night it was 30 again. So my body was like, is it hot? Is it cold? Is it dry? Is it humid? What the hell are we doing? And then I was nervous, so I had a little bit of the shakes and I was a little tense. It was a lot going on. But I did actually meditate a little bit, and one of the guys, first of all, everybody's wearing cowboy hats. Not everybody, but a lot of the family. And everybody was super, super cool. I think they were kind of curious about me. I was not curious about them. I was more just like, let me focus on getting this wedding done. And I just was like, yo, happy to meet everyone, but like, I got to get this right. Anyway, one of them caught me meditating. Was like, what are you doing over there? Meditating? And I was like, yeah, actually. Which, to be honest, it really helped. Everybody was super cool, which also helped. The weather, the nervousness, all of that kind of got me. And then, as we got closer to the wedding, I chilled. I was like chilling. I felt good. Also, I had to get some of those hand warmers that hunters use. I got it actually from a hunter. Stuffed those in my pockets to warm my body up. This is kind of crazy, this story, but anyway, it kept me warm here, and I was golden, right? My daughter was the flower girl, so that was cool. Anyway, the wedding goes great. Felipe's walking down. He comes down to me. He looks up at me. He's got his sunglasses on, and he goes, I'm in my feels. And I was like, nah, You're okay, man. We'll get through this. No problem. And then I see my daughter start to come down with the flowers, and now I lose it as well. So I thought that, okay, we're all through it. And then Sarah gets there. We go through the wedding. She starts reading her vows. Now she's losing it. Felipe's got, we're all kind of like in and out of these tears and also laughter. It was fantastic. One of the best experiences I've ever had, and I would 100% do it again for any friend that wants me to do it. I loved it. I do also want to shout out well, first of all, let's say this. While we were gone, my dog got out. So my buddy Carlo, shout out to Carlo, was supposed to be watching my dog, and he was. And the gate, my back gate is not closing properly. I fixed it now, but he got out. Carlo calls my girl while we're gone, while we're in Arizona at the rehearsal, and says, the dog's out. He's like 3 blocks away. He's snapping at me. He doesn't want to come home. We end up having to call another friend of ours. Shout out to Mavis, who is a friend of my gal's, and my dog loves her. So she came over. He ran right over to her. They hooked up the leash, brought him home. But all of this stuff was going on. So it was a lot. But I just have to say, really, overall, everything that I've been doing over the last, couple years, I really have to shout out my girl, Abia, because she's really kept me focused. And, I go through these ups and downs with, anxiety about, everything, the gym, life, my daughter, money, you name it. And she always knows how to like sort of bring me back, wind me back down and reel me back in. And just shout out to her, man, because honestly, I don't know if I would have been able to actually officiate this wedding if it wasn't for her, because when plans and things come up, she's the one that makes sure things are organized and everything gets done properly and keeps me focused on it and allows me to be focused on it. And yeah, man, anybody that's got something like that, you know what you got, and you know what I mean. So, hey, shout out to my girl for holding that shit together. I love you, baby. Onward. All right, let's talk a little bit about coaching in regards to, how people look at coaches versus how they look at fighters, at least in this regard. So we had some great successes we've had great successes over many years. But when we go through these times where we have a fighter win, a couple fighters lose, a fighter win, another fighter loses, it wears a little bit on the coaches for a few reasons. Let's talk about the fear, first of all, and responsibility. The responsibility of the coaches is not just the techniques and all that stuff. For me personally, I always talk about I have to get you home safe at the end of the day, whether that's in training, whether that's in the fight, whatever the case may be. So if we're losing fights that we should be winning, or that we were winning at one point, or that we had, we were having great success, and then we start taking damage, or we take damage too early in a fight, so much damage that even if we're coming back and we're winning at the end, it's hard for a coach to watch that. It's hard for a coach to look at a fighter and go, man, you know exactly how to get out of this situation or defend this situation. You know how to counter this situation. We've worked extensively on these different things and watch that fighter, take damage in situations they shouldn't. So that's heavy, right? First and foremost is making sure somebody goes home safe, doesn't take too much damage, and that they have a long-lasting career, right? We never know what's going to happen once you step inside the ring, ropes, cage, whatever the case may be. But we really want to make sure that you're safe, that you win, and that if you don't win, you put on a good performance and you're ready to go from that performance, learn more, and be able to apply it in the next time that you come out. And taking damage is not something that we want to see. Now, we just watched the fighter just recently, just this weekend. It looked like he sort of maybe took a shot as he knocked the other guy almost through the ropes. When the ref got the other guy up, stood him up and said, all right, fight. The fighter that knocked the guy through the ropes starts turning to the right and swinging at the air. And the ref has to obviously jump in and grab him from flailing his arms and so forth. This guy's winning the fight. He just knocked the dude almost through the ropes. But apparently whatever shot that he had taken had affected his brain in some sort of way. And I've seen this before. I think, you know, I don't know if it was drugs or whatever the case may be, but I remember Paulo Filho fighting, was he fighting Chael Sonnen? I don't even remember, but show you how far back I go. It might have been WEC. But he started sort of looking off and talking to somebody that wasn't there, or saying things like, it's a very dangerous game. So for fighters, we know it's dangerous. They're always in there doing the work. But for coaches, we are emotionally invested as well in this individual, and several individuals over, you know, a course of time, and even at the same time, which makes it more difficult. Coaches can even use that as a scapegoat and say, oh, you know, I wasn't in there, I can't fight for him. Or, you know, they put everybody on this sort of conveyor belt. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this girl, this girl, this girl, this guy, this guy. Yeah, man, you can disassociate if you have 25 fighters and then some of them lose, some of them win, because you have so many that I can't do it for everybody. But I don't feel that way. First of all, I'm trying not to have 25 unless I have a huge gym and I can really focus on that 25. I don't even know if that's really, really possible. But I would say, I tell my fighters this too, besides it being your name that you're, you know, responsible for, it's the gym name as well. And for me, it was always my name. It's your reputation. It's your performance is based on we know how tough you may be, but everybody's looking at the fight that you just had, the fight that you just had, your last fight, right? They're not looking at the fight 2 fights before. They might go, hey, he had a great performance back then, but since then, right? So I always tell my fighters, and also look, man, in Thailand, you take the gym's name on as your last name. So you're literally representing the gym as your name. You win, the gym wins. You lose, the gym loses. And I think that some fighters may not take that into account. They may not add that extra pressure onto themselves to help push them further, because they're mostly thinking about their own performance and not how it affects the gym and everything else behind it. And that's tough for coaches. I tell my fighters, look, if you lose a fight, you win a bunch of fights, you win 5 fights, you lose a fight. You win 3 fights, you lose a fight. You know, this guy wins 3 fights, he loses a fight. The girl, she wins 2 fights, she loses a fight. But you guys all lose at the same time. I lost 3 fights. The gym lost 3 fights. Man, it's heavy. And I know that they interview fighters and say, oh, you know, how was that after your loss? And, you know, what did you go through? I heard you went through this and that. Fighters often say, oh, yeah, you know, I had depression and I did this and I had to, you know, center myself, talk to this person, redo my training, all these things. Coaches rarely get interviewed and talked to about their losses and how they feel internally. It's mostly about the fighter. So how did he do, you know, what did he do wrong? What can you do? Go back to the drawing board about what to help fix it. What can you, do for that fighter? But it's very rarely about, you know, hey, so how are you feeling after the fight? You know, I know you were trying to give him the best instruction in the corners. I know he didn't necessarily do what you wanted him to do. The loss has to be devastating. Tell us how you're feeling. You very rarely hear that. So coaches have to carry their feelings in different ways. And it's tough, man. It's tough to have good coaches. It's tough to be a good coach. You have to deal with the losses. You know, almost have to carry the weight of that stuff regardless of what happens. And I love everybody that wants to fight and how difficult it is to go through that. I just hope that they really, really recognize how heavy it is for everyone else as well. It's not to add extra pressure. This is also the pressure that a fighter should carry for the coaches in the gym that they represent. It is about you, but it's also about all those people that invested time, that invested effort. So if you're out there training, you're trying to become the best in the world, and you have great coaches around you, your responsibility is not just to go out there and perform. It's also to carry that responsibility that everybody else put in, that effort, when you go out and perform. It will help you perform. So love your coaches, take care of yourselves, and remember, man, we all in this together. Even if you're out there in that cage or ring by yourself. All right, look, I've been sitting on this gi for a hot minute. I'm not like a super gi head. I do have a bunch of gis, but a lot of those gis are gis that I've had for years that are no longer good, that I probably want to donate to some, you know, there's a lot of people that take gis in for underprivileged people that are trying to learn jiu-jitsu. So for me, I think I'm probably going to donate those to some organization. If anybody knows one, drop it in the comments so I can ship these gis out to some people that might really, really need them. They're not in terrible shape, but a lot of them don't fit me. They're just a little older. So let me know. If you know anybody, I'll ship them out. But I got a Kitsune Gi, half price on bjjhq.com. Shout out to them. I get no like their sponsorship or anything, but I've been following them for so long. They used to be an MMAHQ.com. I bought gloves off of there. I bought MMA stuff. I bought all kinds of things because they put one deal every day at 11 p.m. and it changes every day. And a lot of time when new drops are coming for all kinds of things, they'll drop them there first and they'll drop them for like half price. So I got this gi at like half price. I think they go for about 160. So I got to go for like 180. Or I'm sorry, for 80. And I haven't worn it yet. I haven't even really looked at it yet. It's still in the plastic. First of all, let's wrap. You get this awesome freaking bag. It's got the Kitsune on it right there. Patch. Awesome. I say awesome a lot. Pull this out. So this bag it's a sick bag. Yeah. Most bags you get like this, you're like, that's cool. But this one you'll actually probably use again. So like I said, it's still in the plastic. Let's get the plastic open. I really wanted a blue gi. I have almost every color. The only one I'm missing is green. I mean, as far as like dope colors that I like, I don't really want a red one or a yellow one or any of those things. Unless maybe it's a Bruce Lee one. Then maybe. But not all those other sort of kind of crazy colors. Not yet. But this one, I've been wanting a blue one. You got the nice inside protection for the shoulders there. Little on the shoulder Kitsune patch. Some inside writing. What's this? Some inside writing right there. Kitsune kimonos. 450-gram gold weave 10-ounce cotton twill pants. Again, some more lining there, which is pretty dope. You got the Kitsune on the sleeve. Little patch down here. Yeah, this is dope. I can't wait to put it on, rock it, and give you guys a review after I do that. Here are the pants. I love the drawstrings like these are the best. The best. Little Kitsune on the pants right there. And I love like the way they did their loops. Like this. Like this. Pretty unique, innovative. I like it. 10-ounce twill pants. Listen, no patch is really heavy on the pants, but the drawstring is good. You got this little bit right here, and the pants feel solid. Yeah, man, gi material right there. It's awesome, man. Awesome, awesome pants. I can't wait to wear these, rock these, and I'm gonna wear it to open mat tomorrow, wash it tonight, and I'm gonna get out there and just see how it goes, man. I want to try it out. I'll let you know how it fits, how the collar is. The War Tribe gi I got a while back, I've been basically wearing that one almost all the time because it's the one that fits me the absolute best so far. I have an Elite that I got because I just needed a gi that was new, that I could afford at the time, that I could get in quick. You know what it is. It's a gi. I have a tatami, but when I bought it, it's a little small. The sleeve shrunk, so, but it's heavy. It's a 550, so I wear it sometimes when I want to go pretty hard and train really hard, and you know, I just want to have something heavier on. But other than that, I don't really wear the rest of the gis. I got the scramble that I got in my bag. I haven't even washed it, or it's white, and I kind of either want to put some patches on. I want to do some stuff to it. I don't want to wear it yet. Everything else, I don't even wear. Those are mostly older gis, like I said. So I got me a couple of good solid ones in this War Tribe. That scramble I haven't worn yet. This blue one right here, this Kitsune. And like I said, the tatami I wear every now and then. The Elite or whatever. I think it's the Elite one. You know, I don't really wear it that often. But I can't wait to wear this. Like I said, if you like the show, keep the like, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Please drop a comment below. Let me know if there's some place I can donate these gis. And also, Tell me you love the show. I love y'all, man. If you want to stop by the gym, www.luckysmt.com. Hit us up at Lucky's Muay Thai on Instagram, at Carrero Martial Arts if you want to try the BJJ program. And it's summertime, baby. We might have a kids program about to rock. Make sure you're hydrating. It's getting hot out there. Be safe. I love y'all so much. Let's end gun violence too.
Don't wanna complicate ya.